Always trying to find it. All right, we're recording. And if you just got on, my Wi-Fi is fixed, you guys. So we shouldn't have any issues tonight with asking, can you hear me? Is everyone on? Am I talking to myself? So, all right, guys, I am so excited for tonight. I'm always excited, you know that. But I'm excited for tonight. We're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. So we're going to do training for half an hour, and then we're going to work together for a half an hour as well. So this is going to be really fun. So you guys, I really, if you're in the push group, we kind of have already talked about some of this stuff, but I really just want to kind of reiterate it, go over a little bit more, and you know, just talk to you guys about middle of the month. And so Maddie and Catherine, I know you guys are super new, so you haven't really experienced what I'm about to talk about, but really I encourage you guys, listen, take notes, because you're going to be with us for a while, right? And so you're gonna have a middle of the month where you kind of feel this way. So you know, I'm always very real with you guys. I'm always very open and honest with you guys. And if we're being real, a lot of times middle of the month, people hit a slump. It's like commissions get paid out, and it's usually one of two things happen. You got a really good commission, and so you're like, oh, hey, this is great. I don't need to work. Let me take a couple days off. Like, this is awesome. I just made all this money, and all I did was on my phone, and I'm just going to make it again next month, and I'm going to just kick back and relax. Okay. First off, it's totally fine to take a day to rest. I would not say take a full day off, just because I love what we do. And I think, you know, if you take that full day off, I'm not saying that you can't, okay? But like right now, especially you guys, we're heading into such a crazy, busy, awesome season. You really don't want to take that time off, because you're going to just end up slowing your business down a little bit. And so it's all, you know, like I said, I'm not saying that you can't take a breather, but like still get a post up, still do some follow-up, still send out a couple of messages. It just might not be that you're working, you know, that one day. I'm not saying do this every day. I'm saying you can take one day to kind of take a breather, but you still want to make sure that you're doing some stuff. Get a couple of host to post up. Like instead of getting 8 up, do 3 or 4, you know, instead of messaging 50 people, message 10 to 15, like so that you can pull back a little on that day. But I would just encourage you guys, it's mid-month, you guys, we're halfway through the month. There is so much stinking month left. So first off, if you are feeling like you are not close to where you want to be, who cares? There's so much time left in the month, you guys. I have seen crazy, crazy things happen within the last 24 hours of the month. And you guys will hear me talk about this. Like you'll hear the story over and over and over, okay? But when I went diamond, I needed one more box on the very last day of the month. I needed a distributor, and I needed that box at 400. My distributor enrolled at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock that night on the last day of the month. And I'm in California. We have until 9:59 p.m. So she enrolled, and I had like 3 hours to get her to 400. And it happened, and I promoted to diamond. Okay, but going into that morning, do you think I felt a little defeated? Like, holy moly, I need a box. I need the box at 400. And there was volume in other places that was needed as well. But crazy, crazy things happen at the end of the month. There's a girl who's one of our sidelines, Heather Almeida, when she was going double, she needed, I think it was 6,000 with like the last 48 hours of the month left, okay? 2 days, she needed 6,000 BV. And they pulled it off, and she promoted. So when I tell you, like, we're only halfway through the month, that is nothing. There is so much that you guys can make happen this month. And so whatever your goal is, I don't want you to think, oh, well, you know, we're halfway through the month and I just don't know if it's going to happen. You can totally make whatever you want to happen. I promise you that. And if I go back to December of 2019, I kind of went through a funk, you guys. And I didn't work hardly at all, like the first week I think it was like 12 days. I barely worked for 12 days. And I was like, oh my gosh, like the middle of the month hit. And I was like, what am I doing? I haven't worked. This month is like, it's shot because I didn't work. And then I realized like, no, there's so much time left in the month. And I got to work, you guys, and I ended up enrolling like 40 customers that month. Okay. So that's when I say like, just because it's the 16th does not mean that the month is over. You guys can do so much with this month. Like literally anything is possible this month. But what it all comes down to is your desire to work, your motivation, and your mindset. What are you telling yourself? If you're telling yourself the month is over, or man, I really screwed up and now I can't do anything, or I can't sign anybody, you're absolutely right, you guys. What you tell yourself is what's going to happen. And if you guys were able to hop on, I know a few of you guys are not yet in our team page because you got to graduate. You got to graduate training first. So we have right now it's 5 days worth of training. You got to graduate the training first, and then you can get put in the team page. But in the team page, I went live today with our CNO of the company. She's like co-founder of the company. And she was doing an awesome Zoom talking about mindset and what you're thinking and how your subconscious, literally, this is scientific. This is not like any woo-woo crazy stuff. Like scientifically, what you tell your subconscious, it will get to work. So when you're saying, I can't sign people, I don't have enough volume, I'm not going to hit that goal. If you're telling yourself that, your subconscious says, and this is what Pam said, your subconscious says, I love her. I'm going to give her what she's asking for. So she's saying she can't sign them. So I'm going to make sure that she doesn't do anything to take action to sign those people. I'm going to make sure that she doesn't do anything to take action for any of this stuff because she's saying that she can't. And we have to make sure that she gets what she wants. Okay. Like seriously, it's like scientific. This is not just me making stuff up. Okay. So it's so important. You guys will hear it like we're going to shove it down your throats. This business is 80% your mindset, and then 20% is the work. And it's not to say, oh, you only have to put a 20% effort in. But what I'm saying is if your mindset is not in the right place, then the work that you're putting in is like, you're not doing yourself any favors. Okay. So where is your mindset at, you guys? Where are you at? What are you thinking? If you're focusing on, I can't, there's not enough time, this isn't falling into place, then you've got to get out of that ASAP. And for everybody, there's like different ways to do it. Okay. So everyone's different, and I can give you some pointers and tips, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's in charge of your head. You're the one who's in charge of your brain. And guys, it's not to say, I can't tell you, there's like, and I probably every person on here, and Jeannie, I'll say Jeannie because her camera's on, multiple times a day. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going presidential is so much. Oh, can I do this? And you have to do, and you guys are going to hear me say this over and over because I just love the analogy. Pam said that negative thought, that piece of doubt is like a weed popping up in your mind, and it is your responsibility to pluck it and get rid of it. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. Don't focus on it. And so that's where you guys have heard me say you have to have vision for what it is that you want in this business. And if you know where you're going, when that seed of doubt starts to grow, when that weed starts to pop up in your mind, you get rid of it because you start thinking about, so I think, oh my gosh, like presidential is it's so much. There's so many DTs. There's so much volume that's needed. I don't know if I can do this. As that thought is coming into my head, I know what I'm going to do when I go presidential. There's like, I always make sure that when we have a promotion that we get, that there's something that we do as a family to celebrate. Okay. And you guys will learn about me. If you don't already know, I love Disney. I love Disney. I love Disneyland. I am not embarrassed about it at all. I am like the biggest kid when it comes to that. So I love to like go big or go home on our Disney vacation. And so we haven't been able to go for like a year, and now it's closed. We were supposed to go in a couple weeks, and now it's closed. Guys, I haven't been on any of the big rides for almost 2 years now because I was pregnant last time we went and the time before that. So I'm like itching to go. But like I've got like this whole big, crazy, awesome vacation plan for us when we hit presidential. And so when that weed starts to grow in my mind of that doubt, I say, no, you know what? Because my family is worth this trip. Just because I'm scared, just because there's that doubt in my head, I am not going to get into that. I am not going to think about that. I'm going to think about, this is where I'm going. This is what's going to happen when I go presidential. And I'm telling you that it takes that doubt away. So you have to have that vision of what it is, where you're going, what you want, because that will help whenever that doubt starts to creep into your mind. Then, you know, sometimes everybody's different. Sometimes you need like a visual, you guys. If I were to show you, I got my dream board here on the wall right here, and Disney's on there like multiple times. There's all kinds of stuff about Disney on there. And I actually was like, you know what? I need like a Pinterest board that has like specific things that I'm doing on our Disney trip. And so I started putting together a Pinterest board of like different things with Disney and like where I want to stay, what I want the room or the view from our room to look like, and getting really, really specific. And so if I'm like in a bad place mentally, if I'm just like, dang, you know, I want this so bad, but oh my gosh, it's very overwhelming. I will look at that board, you guys, because as I'm scrolling through, I can feel it. I can feel my excitement building. I can see it. I can see my family there. I can see us experiencing these things together, and that gets me fired up. So I highly, highly recommend you guys come up. If it's visual that you need, do it. Everybody needs to know in their head what it looks like when you get this next promotion, what it looks like for you newer girls when you get your 6 customers. Who are you going to tell? When you get that 6th customer and you earn that $150 shopping spree and you get that $50 customer cash bonus and you, what's the other thing? There's something else. Oh, and you get those 3 product rewards. Who is the very first person you're going to tell? When you go Ruby, when you promote to that Ruby level, who's the first person you're going to tell? What's their reaction going to be? What's your reaction going to be? How are you going to tell them? Get clear in your head, you guys, because when you can focus on that and you can feel that emotion and you can feel that excitement, it doesn't matter what kind of doubt you have in your head. That's going to go out the window, you guys, because you're going to be so confident in whatever this is that you're working towards. And every one of you, it looks like something different. But you have to get that vision and that picture in your head of what it is that you want, and then just focus on that. And I'm going to look at the chat because I know some of you guys were putting some stuff, and I think it's so good to see different things that everybody's doing. So Jeannie said she's been doing the same thing with planning her new home. And when Jeannie says she's planning her new home, I guarantee you, if I were to ask her to unmute, she could tell you what it looks like. Is it on land? Is it in the city? How many bedrooms does it have? What's the kitchen? What's the square footage on the house? What's the color scheme of your kitchen? Like, I guarantee you, Jeannie can tell you those details, because when you get so specific about that, it is very, very difficult to let that doubt creep in and take over, because you have that thing that you know. And you know, I'm sure she can tell you that she knows what it looks like the first day that she walks into that house, what the weather is like, how she's feeling, what Amira's reaction is. Like, she's probably got it so down to a T of what that new house is and feels like and looks like and smells like and sounds like, right? Because are there birds out there? Are there cars going by on the street? Like, I guarantee you, Jeannie knows exactly what it is. And so just get so super specific, you guys. And then Angie said she's going to pay her mortgage every month and then some. Her hubby won't have to be working all the overtime anymore. So that's what Angie's picturing. She's picturing writing that, well, not writing that check. We don't write checks anymore. Logging into the online pay portal and paying that mortgage with her It Works money. She's picturing having her husband home and not having to be gone all the time, working at his dangerous job. Michelle's going to start writing her bye Felicia letter to the county, like, because I know Michelle wants to come home so bad. And Michelle, that is such a fantastic idea. Writing that resignation letter, oh my gosh, what an amazing, because you are going to know exactly what it's going to feel like to be able to walk in and hand that letter over to your boss. I'm loving all of these, you guys. Steph says, I'm going to pay my $10,000 plus in credit card debt, plus never miss a payment again this month. I finally got caught up on my cell phone and Hydro. Steph, that's a huge accomplishment, because you and I have talked about that, and I am so dang proud of you, girl. That is incredible. And then having that vision in her head of knowing what it feels like to pay off that credit card debt, right? I know Kristen just experienced some of that. Kristen just paid off a credit card with It Works. And so now she's got a vision for getting her debt paid off and what that's going to feel like and how, you know, who she's going to tell and how it's going to feel. So getting so specific, you guys, on what that goal is will help so much when you hit that funk. You're all going to hit it, you guys. I promise you, like, you're going to hit it. And you have to have a plan in place to know how to combat it when you hit it. So getting that vision so clear, and usually middle of the month, you guys, we all kind of hit a funk, and it's up to you what you do with it. Because especially if you've been pushing, you know, a lot of you guys, you have these big goals and promotions and dreams in mind right now. And so you've really been pushing hard, and you're probably getting tired. And so then it's like, oh, it's the middle of the month. You know what? I'm not even close to where I want to be. I'm just going to kick back and take some time because I just need a break and I need a rest. Girl, you better get your butt to work. And I say that because you are going to regret it when you get to the end of the month and you know that you didn't give it 110%. And I'm telling you this from experience, you guys. I have been that person who has let middle of the month hit. I've been like, I'm not even close to where I want to be. This sucks, right? You get a bad mindset about it. You get negative about it. And why am I even trying? Whatever, I'll try for it next month. And then I get to the end of the month and I look at my volume and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a moron. Why wasn't I pushing harder? Why wasn't I working more? You totally regret it, you guys. I have never once slowed down in my business and then been like, oh, that was a good choice. I don't regret that one bit. Like, I always regret it. And yet it's something that you're gonna find you're gonna battle pretty regularly in the business. And truly, you guys, I think that the reason that we fight it so much is because it requires discipline. Nobody's telling you you have to get up this morning and you have to do your it works work. You don't have a boss telling you that you have to show up at a certain time, that you have to do X, Y, Z. We give you post tasks. We tell you things that you can do to help your business. But at the end of the day, if you don't do what we're advising you to do, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to get fired, right? You're not going to, nothing's going to happen. And so I think that's why it's so easy for us to let ourselves get in a funk and get distracted and not do the work that we know we need to do, because there's no quote unquote consequence. Trust me though, when commissions pay out, you're going to see the consequence of it because your commissions aren't going to be what you wanted them to be. So just really, you guys, work on getting that vision of what it is that you want, what that promotion, that paycheck, that whatever it is feels like, who you tell, all of that. Because when you have that, you know exactly what it is that you're going for. And so, self-development is so huge too, you guys. If you're newer, you're kind of probably like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. You can go on YouTube and Google personal development or search personal development or self-development. Rachel Hollis is great. You know, if you're into, she did Girl Stop Apologizing, Girl Wash Your Face. She's awesome. She's got a great podcast that you can listen to. Basically, personal development is just helping you develop your mind and become a better person. And you guys, get rid of the negativity. I cannot tell you how much that in and of itself will so positively affect your life and your business, your relationships. And that's kind of what the personal development is to help you with that. Because let's be honest, it's much easier to complain about something or be negative about something than it is to be positive about it. And I don't know why the heck that is, but that's why we let those doubts creep into our head, because that negativity. Instead of being like, I don't care, I'm gonna do whatever, and I'm gonna hit this promotion, and it doesn't matter how far away I am. No, we let that doubt creep in because it's a lot easier to be negative about it. And then we have to battle with our head to get that negativity out and to refocus ourselves on that positive. And so that circles back to why you have to have that vision, because that vision of what it is that you want is that's that positive aspect that you're looking for, that you're needing, that's going to help when that negativity creeps in. So I just highly, highly encourage you guys with middle of the month. Just remember, number one, if you feel like your goal is so dang far away, not true. There is so much time left in this month, you guys. You can literally accomplish anything. You guys you are your only block. You are unstoppable as long as you don't stop yourself, okay? Nobody else is gonna stop you. And I just thought it was so good today. Pam Zoom was so good, you guys. But let me see, because I wrote it down and I want to make sure that I say it the right way. Okay. When you ask someone to join your business, when you ask someone if they want to try a product, when you ask someone if they want to purchase a skinny brew sample, whatever it is that goes along, and I mean, it can be anything in life too. It doesn't necessarily just have to be the business. But when you ask someone, they're either going to say yes or they're going to say no. First off, knowing that, doesn't that make it, I don't know why, but it's so simple. But why have I never looked at it like that? Like we all of us, even me, you guys, I will send a message and I will be like, my stomach's in knots. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they going to respond? Like, how is this going to be? Right? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? It's they're either going to say yes or no. And no matter if they say no, I've gotten lots of no's and I've never died. Pam said she's gotten so many no's and she's never died. Nothing has ever come of it except what I make of it. When I get a no and I blow it out of proportion and I get my feelings hurt, that's what makes the no bad. When I take it and I make it negative, that's what makes it bad, right? A no is not bad. How many times have you, and I mean, we've heard this example before, but how many times have you gone to the mall and you're walking through and those guys in the center kiosk or the center things want you to try their hand lotion or let me straighten your hair and we all say no, right? And do you mean it from a place of being ugly? I mean, sometimes, yeah, I might be irritated, like, stop asking me. I've walked by 3 times and you've asked me all 3 times. But when I say no, it's not coming from a place of being mean. I don't think poorly of that person when I'm saying no. How many times you guys don't even realize it, but I guarantee you, if I ask you this, you'll think about it. How many times have you gone to a restaurant and the server has asked you, after you're done with your meal, do you want to see the dessert menu? Right? They always ask that. You want to see the dessert menu? And if you say no, are you saying no to that waitress? Like, are you, I mean, yes, physically you're saying no. You're not saying anything bad to the waitress. You just don't want dessert. Right? I can tell you because I was a waitress, I didn't take it personally when they would say no. I was a little bummed because I wanted the check to be higher so my tip was better. But I didn't take it. I wasn't hurt by it. I didn't walk away mad about it. I didn't walk away going, oh my gosh, what a terrible person. They said no. And yet we do that with the business, right? When we message someone about joining our team and they say no, we get our feelings hurt. And we're like, what the heck is wrong with her? Why would she say no to me? I can't believe it. Because it's not her jam. She doesn't want dessert. And so if you look at it that way, it makes it a lot easier, right? And it's the same, like, that's what, when Pam said they either say yes or no, I'm like, okay, it's so simple, but dang, when you look at it that way, it's so true. And Pam said, and take this, you guys, and really like be encouraged by this, because Pam is doing A-okay financially, you guys. Like, she's doing good, okay? She has heard more no's than any of us have ever heard. She has heard no 1,000,000 times more than any of us has ever heard it. And yet, look at where she's at. Do you know how she got where she's at? By hearing no over and over and over and over. And for newer people, you guys probably don't know who these people are yet, but you will. Joel and Stephanie Dunn, they're our #1 income earners in the company. They're Black Diamond, which means that they had to make, this is going to sound crazy, okay, because this is even my brain is like, what? They had to make $100,000 in commission in 1 month for 6 consecutive months. Okay, mind blowing, right? And I will tell you, you don't stay at #1 for years and years and years by losing that. So I would be willing to bet that they are probably making more than that every month now, okay? How many times do you think they were told no? Do you think it bothered them? They had to get through those no's to get to where they are. So when you get told no, no skin off your nose, sister, you just keep going, okay? For every no you get, there is a yes that's out there. And sometimes, you guys, we have to go through 99 no's to get to that one yes. And then you might go through 3 no's and get another yes, but then you might go through 96 no's and then get another yes, okay? It's a numbers game. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more you win. Like, that's just how it works. And so really, you guys, just make sure that you don't get in your own head. If you feel like you're getting in your own head, do some personal development, do something that's inspiring to you. as crazy as this sounds for most of you guys, I've really been enjoying journaling when I, when I get in a funk. And if you know me, you know, journaling is not my thing. I have not done it for years when everybody's been saying to do it because I don't like it. But that's kind of been my thing now that I like to start my morning doing. And it's not like I spend hours and hours, you guys. It's like 10 minutes. I'm like writing down like what our Disney experience looks like in very vivid detail. And that's working for me. But for you, it might not be that. I know when I get you know, I feel a little frustrated or stressed out about whatever, working out is always great for me. Going for a run is always really good for me. But that's not everybody's thing. It might be that you just have to listen to a certain song and it like gets you pumped up. Maybe you need to have a conversation with a friend and that gets you pumped up. Maybe you need to go listen to a podcast or read something out of Rachel Hollis's book, or, you know, there's all kinds of different things. Everybody works differently, but find that thing and then have that vision. And I guarantee you when those times pop up and start to creep in and make you doubt yourself and make you feel like, oh my gosh, there's no way in heck I can do this. It's going to be a lot easier to get those thoughts out of your head, refocus yourself, and just get back to work. And I promise you guys, you're not going to get where you want to go if you get in your head and you stop working. Like if you stop working, you're right. You're not going to get that promotion at the end of the month. But if you just take a few minutes, get that mindset back to the right spot, and then get right back to work, you are going to accomplish and achieve so many amazing things. So many incredible things this month, you guys. You would be shocked to see what you can achieve in 1 month just by being consistent and working every single day. I've seen my check like multiply by 5 from like 1 month to another, just because I put in solid work. And it's not, I will tell you guys, let me say though with that, it's not that I said, okay, this month I'm going to work really hard, and then boom, it multiplied by 5. It was this month I'm going to work really hard. Okay, it went up a little bit. I'm going to work hard again this month. And then by about 2 or 3 months of doing that, you see that huge jump in 1 month's time. But it took consistent effort over a few months to see that big jump. So just remember, you guys, if you slow down, the only person you're hurting is yourself and your business, and you're never going to hit the end of the month and think that you're proud of yourself when you slowed down. But if you push through it, I cannot tell you guys that sense of accomplishment and how good you feel about yourself when you finish the month and you know that you gave it 120% all month long. It feels dang good. And even if you don't hit that goal, because guys, I've been trying to go presidential for a year now. And I can tell you there's some months when I have been so freaking proud of myself. And there are other months when I've been like, oh boy, this all happened. It is all on me. And I'm mad at myself right now. Right. But then it's just a matter of putting that consistent effort in over a few months. And I promise you guys, you're going to see just crazy, awesome things happen. But it all starts going day by day. Because I know sometimes that looking like, oh, 3 months out, that's a long time. I don't know if I can do this for 3 months. I don't know if I can work at this pace for 3 months. I get it. Take it one day at a time. Just one day at a time. How many messages can I send out today? How many people can I have host a post for me today? How many people can I add to my network today? And then you get to tomorrow, and then you start all over again tomorrow. And you just take it one step at a time, you guys. And oh my gosh, I am just so excited to see everybody on here hit their promotions, see their paychecks grow, and just watch so many amazing, incredible things happen for you guys. So that's all I've got for like coaching. We're going to work on doing 25 minutes. So I want to make sure we're off within an hour, especially for you East Coasters. We're going to work together. And so for my newer girls, you might not get a ton out of what we're doing because we're going to work on follow-up tonight. But what I highly encourage you guys is take notes. We're going to put some verbiage in the chat over here, copy it and paste it into your notes section in your phone. I would like open a new notes section, title it follow-up, and then put these notes over in that section, because then you're going to feel so much more better equipped when you have people that you need to follow up with, you're going to be able to fall back on this training, and I'll put it on YouTube so you guys can go back and watch it again if you need to. But you're going to feel so much better equipped when you need to go follow up with people to be like, oh, I know what to do. I know exactly what I need to say. I know what to do. I know how to follow up. So guys, we're going to work on 10 minutes. We're going to work on following up with customers. And then we're going to work 10 minutes on following up with distributors. So Jeannie, if you can, I'd like you to throw your favorite verbiage for follow up with customers in the chat. And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull mine and send it to you, and then I'll have you put it in there too. So obviously you guys, you'll have to change some of this a little bit, right? Because it might be a follow-up for, I don't know, TFX, and maybe you talk to somebody about hair, skin, nails, or maybe you talk to somebody about coffee. So you can obviously change the product around. You can change the verbiage around a little bit to make it sound more like you. Emily, I see you said your follow-ups are until the 21st. So here's the thing, follow-up is more than just the people who said, hey, I want to order on this date. You can follow up with people. Oh, bye, Jerry. You can follow up.
He's just coming home.
Oh,
he can
hi,
leave
Jerry.
that too. That's okay. Yeah, just kidding.
So if you have someone, because I think all of you guys on here, we've started you with host to post. Okay, hopefully that's what you've done. You've done some host to post. If you've done host to post, you probably have done Thermofite X. Okay. So if you have Thermofite X, I'm just using it as an example, but I mean, it can be coffee, it can be hair, skin, nails. This goes for anything. You have that person who comments on the post, and then you send that first message to them, right? Gives them a little introduction, a couple sentences about what the product is. They read it and don't respond, okay? I'll just type it in the chat because I'm pretty quick on it. So this is what I send when they read that very first message and don't respond. Is that hard, guys? Hi, did you have any questions? Okay, that can open up the conversation so easily. If they have read it and have not responded to that very first message, I just say, hi, did you have any questions? Now, guys, be prepared. Like we went, sometimes you're going to get no. Not everyone's going to answer. You're going to have some people who read it and don't answer. And then the kicker is they're going to comment on your post later on. And then they're not going to answer those messages either. You just keep messaging. Just keep messaging. If they keep commenting on stuff, you just keep messaging. But if you have anyone who has, you've sent that first message to them and then they read it and haven't responded, that's all you got to send for follow-up. Okay. So now let's say that you have, I'm just using Thermofite X again as an example because that's what mainly we're starting everyone out with. You've sent that first message and they came back and asked, how does it work? Okay. So our pretty standard response is it's super simple. It's just a pill you take twice a day, recommended with breakfast and lunch. It's all natural, non-GMO, vegan and gluten-free. Okay. They don't answer. They've read it, but they haven't answered. A follow-up. Hi, did you have any other questions? Okay. Keep it simple, you guys, because maybe they opened it and read it and then forgot to respond. Something could have happened while they were in the middle of, I can't tell you guys, a lot of you guys have had that happen with me because I've opened your message and Ashton started crying. My grandpa called while I was in the middle of the message. I don't know, stuff happens, right? So sometimes people open messages and don't even realize it, or they read it, but then it totally slips their mind because something else pops up. So just saying, hi, did you have any other questions? That a lot of times will open the conversation back up. I have had it where people have come back and said no when I asked that. So then I say, okay, did you want to try it out? Just because they say no, that they don't have any other questions, it doesn't mean that they're saying no to the product. It just might mean that no, they don't have any questions. You answered all their questions. So then I say, okay, did you want to try it out? and then you'll get an answer. Sometimes they say no. And if they say no, again, you guys, don't get your feelings hurt. I just say, okay, have a great day. Because if you leave it on a positive note, they're still your friend on Facebook. Sometimes they go unfriend you, but for the most part, they're still your friend on Facebook. So they're gonna see other stuff that you're posting. And I can't tell you how many times I've had someone say no, that they don't want the product. And then they come back months later, like 6 months later. I'm getting a lot of these right now from people from like right before Christmas who didn't have money. They're approaching me now and saying, hey, can you let me know if you have one of those discounted spots open up? I'm ready to try it now. So end it nicely, because they will end up ordering from you later on down the road. But if you're mean and rude, because I know we get frustrated, you get a bunch of no's all at once. I know I get irritated. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why is everybody saying no? Why did you ask me all these questions if you don't want to buy it? Right? Like, that's just sometimes that's when I need to take a step away, right? Got to refocus on my goal. But if they all say no, it's okay. Don't answer in a frustrated way. Just say, okay, have a great night. And they will come back to you. Sorry, Ashton came in here and she was playing, sockets are like her thing to try and play with. So thankfully we have all the plugs in, but I was trying to make sure the plugs were in the sockets she was looking at. So let's say you sent pricing. I will get to that one, Megan, I promise. Okay, I'm going to kind of walk you guys through each one. Yes, and I love what Jeannie says. If they say no, they don't want to try the product out. Jeannie, can you put your verbiage for that in there? In the chat. If they say no, they don't want to try the product out, ask them to host a post. Because they might be saying,
I just send the regular message. I just basically I type it up and I'm saying, yeah, send them I'll get that, but it's like the regular message you're sending out to ask people.
Here, I'll send it to you because it's in my my predictive text or whatever. Text replacement. I don't know what I always struggle with. What's the matter, baby girl? What's wrong? So obviously pull the high out, sorry. So if they say no, just send them this message. Jeannie will fix it a little because I forgot to fix it before I sent it to her. You got to change what the prize is, you guys. It's not always that prize. So you have to change whatever our giveaway prize is for the month, for the week, or however we're doing it. We kind of change it up each month. Ask them to host a post for you though. That's a great way to do it. So that'll get put up some, but I'm going to keep going. So let's say you've sent pricing and they have read it and not responded. Okay, lots of things could have happened there. Again, life could have happened. They could have opened it and not realized it, opened it, forgot to get back to you, opened it, saw the pricing, went to check their bank account to see if they have the money to buy it, and then got sidetracked with life. Okay, lots and lots of things could happen to keep them from responding. So generally, when they have commented on a post, it has a limited number on there, right? My friend Taryn is looking for 5 people. My friend Taryn is looking for 8 people, like whatever. So if it's a post like that, then this is what I send them. Okay, there's like a line here, guys, like a blank. That's where you're gonna fill in, if I can figure out where the heck to put the blank. You're gonna put whatever product it is there. So mine is what you're gonna send if there's pricing. What Jeannie sent is what you're gonna send if they say no to wanting to purchase the product. So if they read pricing, don't respond. I say, hi, I'm down to just 2 discounted spots left. Did you want to try Thermofite X out? Did you want to try hair, skin, nails out? Like whatever the product is. That can sometimes get, obviously, you guys, if you're new, you guys, we have unlimited spots, okay? We just say we have a limited amount of spots because it adds some urgency and it makes people make a decision. If they know that you have 5,799 million spots available, they will drag their feet for months and months and months and be a headache for you. If they think that there's a limited number of discounted spots, it helps them to make their decision a little bit quicker. So when you say I'm down to just 2 discounted spots left, it makes them like, oh gosh, those spots are filling. I better get on it if I wanted to try this out. Now, when you send that, sometimes they will say yes, and sometimes they'll say no. And if they say no, I usually will ask them. I'll say like, no worries. Is there a day that works better for you that you wanted to try it out? Because sometimes they say no because they don't have the money and they're embarrassed to say like, I don't have the money right now. So, okay, is there a day that works better for you? Maddie, we'll go over this with you, but basically all the products have a retail price and a discounted price, and they get the discounted price when they try the product out for at least 3 months. And so that's where you'll hear us say a 3-month product tester, 3-month hair model, like everything's always, or a 90-day weight loss challenge. We always circle it around 3 months because if they do the 3 months, but if you say 3-month auto shipment, they're going to say no because auto shipment freaks them out. But if you say 3-month product tester, they're like, yeah, I'll be a product tester. Great. I get a discount on it. Fantastic. So that's how they get the discount. There is another way that they can get it by paying a membership fee, but I very rarely have people do that because I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's a $50 membership fee and they're going to get the discount for one time. And it doesn't make a sense for you from a business standpoint because you're only getting paid once off that sale. By doing the 3-month discount, the company, it's so smart. The company has set you up now to get paid for at least 3 months off of that one order that you got. So it's so great for you that we do it that way. So if when I send a message and say I'm down to just 2 discounted spots, did you want to try it out? If they say yes, then I'm going to say, okay, great. I'm placing orders today. Would you like me to get yours in as well? I'm putting that in the chat for you guys. Okay. Okay, great. I'm placing orders today. Would you like me to get yours in as well? Because for you newbies, we don't like to send them to our website because I will tell you right now, probably 9 out of 10 times they won't order. You'll get about 10% of the people who you send to your website to actually place their order. Because here's the thing, they get busy. They have every intention of going and ordering the product, but then they don't make dinner that night and they get lazy and they go purchase dinner out. And now they've spent the money that they would have used to purchase your product. They're a mom and they second guess spending money on themselves and think I shouldn't be spending this on myself. This should go to my kids. There's lots and lots and lots of reasons that they don't order through your website. And I will tell you that it is so rare that I don't get someone to give me their information, that they say, I'm not comfortable giving you my information. And if that happens, then we have a way of sending them a shopping cart link. Okay, so we got a way that they can place their information, but it's a little easier, but you always want to try to get their information first. Yes, Suzanne, I ask them for credit card info, mailing info, and I place the order for them. And I can tell you my enrollment skyrocketed when I started doing that. And I was very uncomfortable at first asking for their information, but I'll tell you guys, it's only weird if you make it weird, okay? If I were to go purchase something from like an online boutique and they ask me for my information, of course I'm going to give it to them because that's how else do I expect them to place my order, right? It's the same concept. Like I said, you will have some people every now and then who say I'm not comfortable with that, or they'll say, oh, you don't take cash. If that's the case that you have, whoever is helping you, just send them that screenshot, and we have great verbiage for it, but there's a lot of different variations. So I don't want to give you just like one response, because that might not fit the situation that you have. We have lots and lots and lots of great things that we can help with if they you know, are nervous about it. Okay, so let me see. What was the last one? I'm placing orders today. Would you like me to get yours in as well? So then from there, if they say yes, I say, okay, awesome, here's what I need. And I send, my daughter missed her nap today. Can you guys tell? And I send them a list of what I need. and then usually they'll send it to me. If they say no, that they don't want me to place their order, then I go back to, okay, is there a day that works better for you? Because maybe they just need to get paid. So then if they say, I don't know what's going on. If they say, yes, I get paid on Friday. Okay, I know, Megan, you were asking me for this, and I'm so sorry. I forgot to send this earlier today, but you're going to get it here now. So if they say, you know, yeah, I get paid Friday, and that works great, then I say, okay, I can reserve a discounted spot for you for Friday. Change the day if it's a different day, guys. Okay, I can reserve a discounted spot for you for Friday. Now this is where it's on you, you guys. They are not going to come back to you on Friday. You every now and then they will. But for the most part, they're not going to remember to come back to you. You're going to have to go follow up with them. So I personally like to put them in my calendar on my phone. I do have like a paper calendar, like a planner, but it's kind of big, so it's hard to take everywhere with me. So I always put them in my phone. And then everyone's going to have a different way of putting them in, okay? I put them in on that day with their name. And then if they're going to order, I put whatever the product is, and then I write info after it. And then I know I'm getting their info to place their order, okay? If it's, well, I might have the money next week, then I'll put check in. But if I know they're going to order, then I write info next to whatever product it is that they want to order. So then when Friday comes, this is what I'm going to send. I send this pretty early on Friday, okay? Like maybe around like 10 or 11. And I'm in California, so that's, I say 10 or 11 my time, okay? So that would be like 1 or 2 for East Coast. So I say, hey girl, I have that discounted spot you reserved. I'm so excited to help you get your order placed. When's a good time to get your info? And then they usually send back and say, you know, oh, it'll be 5 o'clock when I get off work or something like that. Or they say, oh, I can do it now. How do I get my info to you? Okay. And then you just send them the list of info that you need, and they're going to send you their information. I promise you. But if you're like, well, if you don't mind sending me your card, I'm not going to do anything weird with it. They're not going to give it to you because you're sounding kind of creepy. Like you sound a little suspicious. So they're not going to send it to you. But if you're, you know, treat it professionally, you need that information to place their order. And again, if they come back and say, you know, I'm not comfortable giving it to you, let us know. We'll help you with what to say. Did I miss anything on the follow-up? Because I know that there can be different variations, but I want to make sure. I know Megan. Okay, no, this one's good. Megan asked, what about people who said, they said yes, they want to order it. They said they want to order it today. You say I'm placing orders. Would you like me to get yours in? And then they never respond. So there's a couple different ways you can go about that. If they have not said yes, like if I say, okay, I'm placing orders tonight, do you want me to get yours in as well? And then they just don't respond. I usually will let it go that night and follow up the next day. And so then the next day, like, cause give them a little time. Again, life might have happened. Okay. Or they're like, oh shoot, she's placing orders now. I don't know if I have the money available. I got to go check my credit card, or I got to go check my bank account or whatever. And then if they're like me, when I pull up my banking, I'm in the internet and like my internet in my phone. And then when I hit Google to go to my credit card thing, there's a story that pops up that I'm interested in, and it's about The Walking Dead. And I read that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't know. Did I set the DVR for that? And then I go make sure the DVR is set, and then I see that our DVR is almost full, and now I'm trying to clear it. And I've completely forgotten the whole reason I went on there was to check my bank account, right? Like, we all get distracted like that. So, so if if that happens, I give it a night, and then I will usually just send a message and say, this is a great one, you guys. And you can use this too if they say yes, and then you say, okay, here's the info I need, and then they don't send the info. Hey girl, I held my order last night to make sure I get yours in too. When's a good time to get your info? Well, now they're going to feel like I got to get you my info because you have all these other orders that you didn't get placed last night because you're waiting on me. Again, if you're new, when you get an order, just go place it. We don't have specific times that we're placing orders. But again, it gives that sense of urgency so that they don't sit there and drag you along. And it's not that I want you guys to go lie to people, but if you don't do these little tweaks, you're going to have people who will tell you over and over and over, yes, I want to order. Okay, great. Here's the info I need. Then they ghost you. Then you follow back up. Hey, did you want me to get your order placed? Yes, please. Okay, here's what I need. And then they ghost you. And I'm telling you this from experience, you guys, and I don't want you to have to waste your time because that's very frustrating and it's a waste of time for you. Your time is valuable. So if they want to order, they need to get you their info. If not, then that's okay. Then you're able to move on and message other people. Yeah, Jeannie said it creates urgency. Do any of you guys have questions about following up for customers? If you do, go ahead and put it in the chat or unmute and ask. I didn't plan on taking that long to get you guys verbiage, but I realized that there's a lot of different steps to follow up. So we probably won't work together tonight, but now you guys have the tools to be able to go start following up with people. And I know Jeannie and I are looking at our schedules and trying to make time for a couple half hours every day to work with you guys. Some of them will be following up. Some of them will be messaging through Connect. Some will be working on credit card declines. Some will be messaging for distributors. Like, it's going to be a good mix of everything. So if you see Jeannie post that she's doing a power half hour, if you're new and you guys are like, what the heck is this? We get on Zoom, and then whoever's running it, Jeannie or myself, sometimes Kristen has time, Krista has time, like different, each of us will run power half hours when we have time. Whoever's running it will give you guys tasks. And there's not training like this. It's like, okay, guys, we're going to take 10 minutes and we're going to send this message out, and we'll put the message in the chat, and then we'll explain to you how you pick who you're going to message. And we put some music on for 10 minutes and everybody gets to work and sends the message out. And then, 10 minutes is up and we'll say, okay, we're going to spend 5 minutes adding people to our friends list. And then we'll tell you how to do it, and then set the timer and go for 5 minutes. So it's right around half an hour. And like I said, Jeannie and I are trying to do multiple each day. It's been a little hard with schedules and stuff, trying to get it figured out. But if you see Jeannie do one, like at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you see her do another one at 11 o'clock in the morning, get on both of them if you have time, because they're going to be two different ones. It's probably not going to be the same thing repeated in the same day. Have I done multiple ones for Connect? Yes, because I know not everybody was able to get on the Connect one that I did. So I want to do another one for Connect to make sure that, if you weren't able to get on, but it's not going to be that every time I do one, it's for Connect, or every time I do one, it's for credit card declines or whatever. Like, they're going to be different each time. So get on as many of them as you can. They're definitely not required, you guys. We just put them out there for you to make sure that you have every opportunity to be as successful as you can be in this business. We are just trying to give you guys everything that we can, every tool, every training, everything that we can to make sure that you have the best opportunity to be successful in this business. Um, so, okay. Megan said, if you have someone who has said no or not at this time, do you follow back up with them? And if you do, what do you say? That's a great question, Megan. If they say no for a product, I usually let it go. I'll let them come back to me. If they say no to the business, I let it go about 6 months, because they say everyone's life changes about every 6 months. And it's very true. Start, if you guys think about it, look back on your life. Like, okay, we're all in a life change right now, right? Like 6 months ago, I mean, it's 9 months, but my baby's 9 months old. So I went through a change when I had my daughter, right? And then 6 months prior to that, I had pretty much just found out I was pregnant, and I was, like getting ready for the baby. And then like if you kind of sit and think, you're like, oh yeah, about every 6 to 8 months, there's some kind of life change that happens. Even if you don't have a baby, we got married, and then we bought a house, and then there's just there's always, stuff is always changing for people. So every 6 to 8 months, if they have said no to the business, I do follow up with them if they haven't blocked me. And I just say, hey girl, I just had to let you know, like, I can't stop thinking about how good you would be at this business. I just have to ask, has anything changed, or have you thought any more about it? Are you open to it? There's lots of different ways to follow up, but if it's for a product and they say no, I just let it go, because there's so many other people out there, especially through Host to Post, that are going to say yes, they're going to want more information. It's not worth my time to try and convince somebody over here who said no to a product that they need to purchase the product. Steph, yeah, go ahead, girl. Go ahead and unmute and say what you want to say. Oh no, now she's saying 1 second.
Okay. So you also, to just add, so you will find eventually within following up and messaging people your own routine and your own pattern on how you do it. It'll just flow naturally to you. You're all going to start the same, but eventually it'll just come easy to you. For me now, when I'm messaging or following up, I mean, I do have stuff that it's copy and paste, but then there's a lot, it just flows. It just comes right out, and I just start texting it, and you will fit it into your own routine that you're comfortable with doing, and it'll become so natural for you.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Steph, for sharing that. I love that. And that's why I say, you guys, what I sent for you guys tonight, you can definitely take that and tweak it, okay? Because that's how I would say it, but you might not say it that way. Like I say, you'll see on my posts, I'm always like, oh my gosh, you guys, or hey guys, but I know that's not what everyone says. If you're from Texas, you're saying, hey y'all. Like, I'm not gonna say, hey y'all, like that's not really my style, but I know that not everybody says guys. I think that gives me away from being a Californian from when I've gone into other states and people are like, oh, you're from California. I don't know what the heck I said to let you know, but it's different. It's different by where you live at, how you talk. So it's okay to take it and tweak it a little bit. And, even on, as we give you guys post tasks in Dream Team and stuff, you can take it and tweak a little bit. Obviously don't change it completely, because we're giving you the wording for how it works, but you can take it and change a few words here and there to make it sound like you. Oh, okay. Well, Emily says y'all from Northern California, but I don't know. I don't. Okay, Michelle does too. I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm a weirdo. Maybe it is a California thing and I'm just behind on it. But it's just not how I talk. I wouldn't say y'all, so I wouldn't put y'all in a post. And when I've seen posts that other leaders have that I've taken for inspiration, I have definitely changed the y'all to guys, or I guess guys. I use guys a lot, but you can make it sound like yourself, and that's fine. Just don't take it and totally change it, because we gave it to you that way, because we know that that's what works. So yes, Steph, you guys do say A. Jeannie, do you have anything that you want to add to that tonight? And it doesn't have to be just about follow-up. It can be about middle of month and all that.
No, there was 2 things about follow-up. I know you don't want to give like the information on like what they need to place the order, but after I send that message, I basically send, if you feel more comfortable giving me a call or texting me, so they feel more comfortable talking to you or sending it to your cell phone instead of through Messenger. That's another way that makes them feel comfortable. And if you're following up with them, they didn't send you the info you needed to put their order in. I send them something. Oh, I have it in my text replacement or whatever, but it's like, I didn't get your info last night. Did you send it to the wrong cell phone number, with the monkey that's covering its eyes? And a lot of times they're like, oh no, I just didn't send it. They'll get back to you that way.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I will do that too. Like if they say, because you'll get people and they'll be like, okay, I'll send that to you in a few minutes, and then you don't get anything. Like you send them the list of what you need, and then they say they're going to send it, and then you don't get anything. And that's where putting your phone number is so great for all of it. And that it's always at the end of my message, and I train all my new DTs. It's at the end of your message. Just like Jeannie said, I always, I put the list of info, and then at the bottom of that message, it says, you can call or text me with the card number if you're more comfortable with that. And then I put my phone number. And I know some of you guys are freaking out thinking I'm sending my phone number to strangers. They're giving you their card number, you guys. Okay. It's not a big deal that they have your phone number. Like they're going to be your customer. They want to be able to get a hold of you. I've never had anything weird come from giving out my phone number for someone who's going to place an order. Never had anything bad come from it. But I have had people question that before. So I just wanted to address that. But then, yeah, if they don't, they might get that and then say, okay, I'm going to send you my info here in just a few minutes, or I got to run out to my car and get my purse, and then I'll send you the info, and then you don't hear from them. And I totally forgot about that follow-up, Jeannie, but it's so good. You just say, next day, hey girl, I never got your text. I hope it didn't go to the wrong number. Did you get it to the right phone number? And then they're going to answer because they think that you're stressed out. Like, oh my gosh, they sent the card number to the wrong person, where we know they just forgot or they just didn't send it, but they will get back to you because they think that you're worried that it went to the wrong number. Yeah. And here's Jeannie put it in the chat. After she sends what info is needed, then she sends a separate message that says you can call or text me with card info if you're more comfortable with that, and then puts her phone number. So lots of different ways to follow up, you guys. Hopefully you guys saved all of this, because once we close out of this, if you're new to Zoom, it's gone. The chat is gone. You're not going to have access to the chat again. So hopefully you guys saved all this stuff into your notes section. And hopefully you can take this and use this for follow-ups. Like I said, we'll definitely be doing some power half hours where we're going to be working on follow-up, so you guys can actually take this and put it to use. But if you guys didn't hear my live earlier and you weren't able to get on Pam's live earlier because I had to cut it short because of Sean's work meeting, Pam said if you are not doing follow-up because you're tired or lazy, like I'll admit, guys, I got a headache right now and I'm tired. The last thing I want to do tonight is follow-up. But I've got to do my follow-up, because if I don't follow up tonight, who knows who I just missed that might bring $10,000 into my business. I mean, I think almost every single one of you on here has been followed up with at least once before you said yes. I don't know if any of you on, Megan, I think said yes. Megan Harp, I think you said yes after the very first time I asked you. But that's rare. Normally you have to follow up, and you have to follow up multiple times to get someone to respond and say yes. So if you're not following up, you are missing out so much on, sorry guys, when she starts crying, I get distracted. You're missing out on so much. So just make sure that you are taking the time to follow up. Megan asked if there's a list of times and days for, we have two Megans on the call, but the other Megan asked if there's a list of times and days for trainings and family calls and corporate lives. We don't have one yet, but I think it's a great idea now with everything that corporate really just started giving us all kinds of stuff. So we will work on getting a list put together that we will put in Dream Team and mark it at the top as an announcement. And I'll try and update it weekly, because I know sometimes there's calls that are happening one week that aren't happening the next week. So I will do my best to update it weekly, but it will for sure, like there's certain ones on there, like our Thursday night Zooms. You guys, Thursday night Zooms will always happen no matter what. If you guys were with me in February, I even did it on Ivan's birthday. Like we will always, always, always have our Thursday night Zooms. Always 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern time, no longer than an hour unless I ramble like I am tonight. And then Tuesday nights, we will always have our new DT training on Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. It lasts a half an hour. You want to get on it if you're new in 2020, you want to get on that training, and anybody that you enroll this year, you want to make sure that they're getting on that. And then Sunday family calls are always 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern on Mark Pentecost Facebook page. But we'll get you a list that has like those ones that are always constant and consistent. And then, we can change it up for things like that. It works from home. Like, I don't know how long they're planning on doing that. They're fantastic and I love them, but I just don't know how long they're going to keep doing that. So we'll just make sure though that everything gets updated for you guys so that you have that list of what you can do. So I'm gonna stop the recording, guys, and I'm gonna get going because someone is not happy.